check. Max spit stats like a tactician. Link breaking plays down, surging with precision. Scoob got the jokes, punchlines hitting crisp. Whole squad on the mic, call it audible bliss. Gritter and gospel. We the chapel of the huddle, global reach, Titan speak. Breaking every bubble from the turf to the booth. Knowledge stay colossal. Podcast the playbook, no room for apostle. Titans global, we break it, we mold it. Talking pigskin, the truth get unfolded. Max Link School, we the squad, we the globe. Football mind sharp, taking you across the globe. Max drop gems, X's and O's like hieroglyphs. Link dissecting plays, no time for the myth. School, keep it raw. Laugh till you cry, huddle up. Titans talk, no flag, let it fly. Every league, every player, we dissect the grind. From the draft to the field, future stars in line. Whistles blow, helmets clash, stories untold. We bring the heat like cleats burning through the cold.
From kickoff to OT, every snap's a tale. Global Titans, we prevail, never stale.
What's up, Titans fans? Welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. I am your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my good buddy Link. What's going on, Link?
What's going on, guys? Good to be here. As always, thanks for tuning in. We have training camp. There's stuff to talk about. We're happy. We're excited. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Most importantly, get in the comment section. Want to know what you guys think. What do we think so far about training camp? How much have we seen? What's the vibe? So with that, let's get right into it.
Yeah, not only do we get the start of training camp, but we've already had open practices and we've had padded practices today. So that was really nice to see that. I was really anxious to see the lines. That was my focus today, was seeing the lines, because that's when the pads come on, that's when they really get to shine. And Kelder Chalk was even saying that Jeffrey Simmons was a completely different player with pads on than went off. With anybody could have told you that. But yeah, that's it's nice to hear that from the guy. But
so what was your initial thoughts seeing it? I mean, okay, before you even see it, what was your vibe heading in? Like, on paper, it's better, right? Like, it's much improved over last year, both offensive line and defensive line, in my opinion.
Yep, absolutely. Both lines have improved, I guess, and then marginally improved on the offensive line, because there's not, I mean, you'd only have to be a little bit better to improve last year's line. But
yeah,
I do think Schlottman is a serviceable center, and I do think he'll probably get the start. But I was right. Jackson Slater is absolutely getting an actual chance at Volson as they do a day-to-day rotation, which I thought was interesting. I wanted to find out who got the starting spot today, but I could not find that information before I got on the show. So
yeah, I mean, that's the only battle left, right? Like, your other four said.
I mean, they've been giving Coogan a lot of opportunities in camp, but I really think that's more just to see how far along he is. And, and also, obviously, if he can play good enough, then, you get the job. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's more of a.
And if anything, I mean, I think it's surprising how many opportunities. Like, that's something we talked about, because you keep hearing the name over and over and over, right? And it's because he's the vocal, in your face kind of leader mentality. But I mean, that's what's getting him the reps. No, like, I mean, I guess that's kind of what's put him in the rotation at all, because otherwise I don't think he's getting as much opportunity as he is otherwise. Right.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. You're 100% right. I did not expect him to be having any real opportunities with the number ones, especially not in training camp, because that's when you're trying to get everything ready. And that's exactly what they've done. They've given him a lot of reps with the ones. I won't say it's 50-50, because Schlottman does get the brunt of the load, but Coogan is a lot more involved, like I said, than I thought he would be at this point, which excites me, because I like the kid. I think he's got a bright future.
Well, and I mean, that's the goal, is take young talent on the line, grow them, develop them. Like, if you look at the best offensive line in the league, it's guys that were brought in the draft and just grown up in the system. I mean, that's how you build a successful team. So I mean, that's the goal, right? I think that's what we're all kind of hoping for. And again, because he's that vocal, in your face dude, and we just haven't seen that since Lawan, I guess. Like that's kind of what we crave in an offensive lineman. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I crave in an offensive lineman. I miss the days when, there's a couple times actually last year that I thought Cam took a late shot or somebody kind of took a shot at Cam
Mhm.
and nothing happened, and
Yeah.
I thought that was just sad, man. Because I mean, yeah, if Taylor Lewan was there, yeah, he might have got kicked out of the game, but I don't know. I just for me that I will never fault an offensive lineman for coming to the aid of the quarterback after getting hit late or something like that. I love that.
But
That
see,
makes
that's my is there anybody on this line right now other than Coogan who's not starting? Is there anybody on this line right now? Because Skaronski's good enough to be that guy, but he's just not that guy, right? Like that's just
yeah,
not
it's not his personality.
mindset. Yeah, it's not him. I mean, JC Latham, you're scared he's going to twist an ankle getting in a fight with somebody. So, I mean, that's a concern. I just, Schlottman's, I don't know. I don't see the dude who's really like, I feel like that's what this line is missing. And that's what it's been missing is a dude to just step up and just take control and hold guys accountable. Like, there's nobody who feels comfortable grabbing JC Latham by the face mask and saying stop doing dumb crap. Like that's my problem. So until you get that, I don't know that you can really become an elite offensive line. But again, I think you're marginally better talent wise than you were last year. Like you're moving in the right direction, right?
Yeah, and I wouldn't say nobody will, grab JT Latham's, but it's not an offensive lineman. Today, him and Big Jeff had to be separated.
Yeah, as they should be, right? Like you want that out of your offensive and defensive line. Yes.
For me, that was the quote of the week from Sala. God, this dude is just like a freaking quote machine. But he said, "Look, you're always going to have fiery attitudes and tenacity when you put the pads on.
Mhm.
As long as they're not throwing punches, it's cool."
Yep.
I mean, and yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, don't take it too far. Keep the fire. It's fine. In a game, I think that would be fine too. You know what I mean? As long as you're not throwing punches or doing stupid, then you should be good.
Yeah. I don't know.
Um, Cam Ward, everybody's I think people have been a little hypercritical of Cam Ward in the camp, throughout OTAs, camp, all that stuff. Because he's, trying to push the boundaries of what he can and can't do within his offense. And it's like today he threw two picks. One was a really bad one against Amani Hooker, and the second one was Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah,
But
I got in the truck to go to lunch and turned on the radio and like right out the gate, first thing, it's like, oh sweet man, it's play by play, like let's go. And then it's Cam Ward, interception of Monty Hooker, pick six, all the way to the house. And I'm like, all right, we'll change the station. Yeah, it was just I don't know, man. It's battered Titan syndrome at this point. Like I don't know, and I do, and I get that he's making steps. I do, and I guess I am, the hypercritical one. But I mean, yeah, it's a concern, and like there's an adjustment to the system for sure. But you want to see this stuff cleaned up quickly. And again, there's only so much to talk about, and I'm not saying it can't be, but that is definitely one of the things that stand out is the amount of interceptions during training camp.
well, like I said, it's training camp, and I think he's trying to figure out what he can and can't do. However, I'm not gonna not say that he doesn't need to clean that stuff up when I'm also touting the good things that he does.
Yeah.
But he did go 10-14, which is pretty good. And he had a really great day, other than those two really sloppy interceptions. The other ones weren't drops or bad passes or anything like that. They were literally two throwaways. So he had two throwaways and two interceptions, and the rest of them were completions.
Yeah,
Man.
you know, I'm not comparing, but like 10 of 14 with 2 interceptions is a stat line that wouldn't have surprised us last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's,
Yeah.
and you're right, totally 100% training camp. Like, I would rather see interceptions now than during the season. Totally 100% get that. It's just, it's the crossbody stuff. It's the things that he's gonna have to realize he just can't do anymore, right? Like it's you're in the NFL. These guys are just as talented on the same level, if not better. Like you said, just accept what you can do. Take what's given. And I think it's on the coaching staff to really kind of drill that home with him.
That's literally, it's like you're reading my mind. I was literally just about to say that is the difference between Brian Dable and Brian Callahan.
Yeah.
Completely two different Brians there. And I think, and you even heard, I mean, I don't know if you've listened to the mic up that he did recently. Dable, I mean, uh, but he was complimentary of Cam Ward, but he also had a couple critical moments of Cam Ward on the mic. And
As he should.
yeah, that was my biggest takeaway from the whole Netflix series, quarterback season 3 or whatever, was how coddled he was when he came in by Callahan and Holtz and what was the quarterback's coach name? I cannot remember for the life of me right now. But anyway, him too. All
Yeah.
three of them were just. I mean, it was ridiculous, man. It was like you're talking to your boss's son or something, and you were afraid to lose your job because the boss's son could, I don't know. I just thought it was not what any quarterback in this league needs. That's not how you get the best out of your quarterback by coddling him and telling him that everything's going to be fine on the next play. Don't worry about that interception. No. You need to get on their ass every now and then. But let's see. Helm. That's one I really wanted to talk about. Sorry, I'm in a spinny chair tonight, guys. So you're going to see me waving back and forth. I can't help it. It's just I'm a fidgety guy. But Helm, I think personally, is getting overlooked this offseason. I think a lot of people aren't really talking about Helm, and if they are, they're just like, well, yeah, it's what's expected of him. He's expected to take a big leap in year 2, and he's expected to do these things. And man, he's still a third round pick. You know what I'm saying? He's third round pick tight end. But God bless, he is. That's what stood out to me most when I went to go watch camp on Saturday. That stood out to me most was him. I
Yeah.
don't think in any of the drills, or I don't think he dropped a pass at all, or anything that was thrown at him. Whether it was a pass or one of the concentration drills they were doing, or I mean, there's a lot of different things and they throw at you, and he just seems to be right in line where everybody's expecting him to be. So I think everybody's gonna be real thrilled with him. I just think it should garner a little bit more attention than he's getting.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it doesn't because it's just such a given that he is your tight end one, right? Like it's not even a question. He's a third down, like 3 down tight end. He's going to fit well in the system. He's done everything he's been asked to do. Like I guess I kind of see your point of being overlooked. I just think it's so obvious that it's the first time we haven't had to worry about any position or a position. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just kind of a solid lot. Like even last year, it was what's Chig gonna do, and Gunnar Helms coming in, and you had DMR there. So it's just always been such a toss up, and now you have that clear guy who you just expect to be good. So yeah, I mean, it's a refreshing change, and I think that he's a huge part of this system, huge part of this offense. Um, I think he's used in a lot of different ways, and I think you see a lot of 5 out type sets where he's used as a receiver and then he's in as a blocker. Like it'll be multiple ways that he's used for sure.
Yeah, another one, man. Kanak. A lot of people aren't talking about him either, but I will say, just out of nowhere, dude just showed up. I mean, twice I think in the practice I went and watched. He made really nice two really nice plays on the ball, both of them in the passing game. Obviously he's like a Chig Okonkwo. He's really
Mhm.
good in the passing game, but he ain't got no blocking skills at all. So,
And I still
but
think Chig didn't work out. That that kills me. Chig was
what
I,
Chig?
yeah, there was a place for him, man. I don't know. I still think the talent was there.
I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I would almost have been upset if we would have re-signed Chig Okonkwo. I was so
I would have gave
tired
it
of
one more. I would have gave it one more trip around the sun. Now I don't. Not as a featured tight end. Like I would have still wanted Helm as the number one guy, but as that explosive go for a big because that's what he did. Like he just made the big explosive 20+ yard plays. And what else are you asking in this system when you have a guy like Gunnar Helm who's a do it all guy? So maybe this is the Chig replacement, but yeah, I don't know. That one stung a little bit, I guess.
No, I get it. I get it, man. Chig is he came up big a couple times,
Yeah,
and he had these spikes. But that's the problem. If you put it on a graph, you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? It
I
would be
get it. Yep.
literally like it would look like a heartbeat
Yep. Until
because
the end of
that's
the
how he was
season,
playing.
until contract time, and that beats a little
And
stronger.
then
Yeah, that's what I'm.
boom,
Yeah.
he has two
Yeah,
100-yard games or something. That's the thing about Chig, man, is he's big enough to be a tight end or to, I guess to try to be some kind of tight end. But he's really a wide receiver. He's a
for sure.
big, slow wide receiver.
Yeah.
And it's not even really that slow for a wide receiver, but he's gigantic as far as a wide receiver would be. But
Well, and much like a lot of the dudes on this team, I think he was a guy who was asked to do a lot of the things that did not play to his strengths. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that was kind of a common theme. And look, I'm not just referring to Chig here, like clean house, get new players in, refresh. Like I get it. I don't care about Chig that much, but it does speak to the point that we just haven't seen a coaching staff who's been able to develop young talent. Like they get these guys in, they have all the talent in the world. They have all these good stats, all these intangibles, everything you want to see, but then it just falls off. It's just been so long since we've seen a dude reach his full potential that I think that's what we struggle for. You know what I mean? But again, if there is a coaching staff that can do it, a team like Sala, Dayball, I mean, those are the type of dudes you want. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I do I do think we have a much better shot at developing some people with who we have now rather than, who we had before. But
Mhm.
oh, I don't know, man. I could talk about Chig. I don't want to talk about Chig anymore.
Nah, we need to
Um,
move on from shit.
I'm
I'm
just
past it.
I mean, we have, the same dude basically in Jaron Connect. And he
Yeah.
might not even make the team. That's the crazy part about it. We were having a conversation at the practice because we were going, all right, well, if you're keeping, let's say you're keeping four tight ends,
Mhm.
what are your tight ends? And we were like, well, all right, obviously it's going to be Helm, and Bellinger. Bellinger's obviously number
Mhm.
two. Uh, and then you get to like three, and you're like, well, I mean, I don't know. It could be like DMR. Um, I don't know. There's one veteran tight end, I think, that's been in the league for like 4 years or something like that, but he just hasn't really
But
done
I mean,
anything.
you get to the point where at now I don't know that you need a third tight end. Like I think you can find more value in a third running back, fourth running back, even a special teams guy, a sixth, seventh wide receiver. Like I think you can find more value elsewhere than in a third tight end. And with what Gunnar Helm's going to be asked to do, I mean, he's going to be on the field for probably I mean, I think 93, 94% of the snap counts like is a pretty fair number. I mean, do you really even need a third tight end at that point, especially with the day ball system where it's a lot of wide receiver heavy. You're going to be moving guys like Tate, like Wandell around. So I don't know. Like I don't really even see a need for a third tight end.
I don't know. I would be surprised if we didn't at least take three. But I do see a world very plainly where we don't keep four tight ends because we use that extra roster spot to pull another wide receiver or an extra lineman. I do think that special teams is going to weigh pretty heavily on that, which is why I say Jaron Knack actually has a pretty good chance. Apparently, Bones has been kind of gushing about the kid on special teams. So
Yeah. Huh?
something to keep your eye on right there. Um, okay. Wow, that was a terrible segue. Sorry, I lost my spot for a minute. James Williams, another guy that I think is kind of not forgotten about, but people aren't really talking about him all that much. You know, Cedric Gray is the guy coming back on the second year, or well, third year, I guess, but second year of starting. And then you got Anthony Hill Jr. coming in, who's really exciting, young rookie. Um, and I think people just kind of push him off. But James Williams lost 20 pounds in the offseason. And
That's
Sala has been
nuts.
kind of gushing about it. Yeah, I know, right? He was already pretty bricked up before. Well, I don't want to say bricked up. That's a bad. Anyway, he was very muscular before then, and
Ugh.
now 20 pounds lighter. Geez.
Well,
But
and
apparently affected his speed, and they love to rotate the front seven, not just the
mhm.
linemen, but also the linebackers. So I feel like he might actually be a player that you need to keep your eye on because he's going to get a lot more opportunities this year than he did last year just because of the way he rotates his people.
Well, and here's the thing. He never really played himself out of that starting job. Cedric Gray just did more and continued to do so. Like Cedric
Yeah.
Gray just was a little bit better, but like that was a battle. Like that was a true battle, even heading into the season. Like we were still questioning who they would roll out as the starter because they both looked so good next to Barton. So I don't know, man. Like I also see a world where, you know, you've got to do something with Barton next year. Maybe he's worked out. Maybe that puts Hill in. That still leaves the door open for Williams. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of ways they can play that. So, again, this is one of those positions where now you've got some value in being able to keep an extra linebacker because you can take away from something else because you have a little bit better talent there. So, I definitely think that he may continue to make a splash and just find another place that he fits in this defense.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that there is a very good chance of that. Plus, we already know he's a superstar on special teams, who we were just talking
Mhm.
about. I think that's mostly what's going to get you on to a roster. I don't think he has to worry about that as far as, he has to be great. Never mind. Talking myself in circles. Point is I think that James Williams, like I said, is somebody to watch this year because he's going to get more opportunities just because of the way Salah runs his defense. So,
Mhm.
um, Jermaine Johnson, I love that signing when it happened. And the more I have looked into the guy, the more I like. Not only on a football level, but on a personal level. Dude's into anime and he's funny as hell. Yeah, if you want to follow him on Twitter, he's freaking hilarious. But anyway, seems like a really cool, genuine guy, and he made an amazing play today. He was the second Cam Ward interception, and Sala even said that one wasn't on Cam. It wasn't a bad throw. It was just an amazing play um, by Jermaine Johnson. So that gives me a lot of hope. You know, not only can the guy rush the passer and set the edge against the run, but get in the throwing lanes as well and disrupt that. That
Yeah, I mean, I still think again, I mean, it's a solid upgrade from Tavondre Sweat, in my opinion. I think you've got a guy who
yeah,
can do a lot more, who plays much better next to Tavondre or next to Jeffrey Simmons. They complement each other much better. I mean, you've seen it in person, so I would imagine that Jeffrey Simmons feels a lot more comfortable and has a guy that he knows he can depend on next to him more so than he may have felt with Sweat at times. And he has a guy that's going to continue to be on the field. Like that's another big part of it. So I think again, just what they've done on this defensive line, it's definitely the scariest part of this team. You now have something as an opposing team that you have to game plan against, and you can't just come out and double team Jeffrey every time. So they've created kind of a two-headed beast on this line, really three-headed, maybe four-headed beast. So we'll see how it works out, what they come up with. But I think that was maybe the best pickup of the offseason when it's all said and done.
Yeah, and here's another thing, man. Jeffrey Simmons is a pretty big dude. John Franklin Myers is a pretty big dude.
Yep.
Oladipo is a freaking monster. That dude, not only is he big and tall, but he's just, I mean, good God, man, looks like the Hulk. Post transformation. Anyway, my point to this was when I looked at the defensive line, because they were the group that was right in front of where we were sitting in practice. Man, Big Jeff almost looked like medium-sized Jeff. It was weird, dude.
Kind of nuts, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you got Oladipo out there, Solomon Thomas out there, who's bigger. And then you got Keldrick Falk, who is not nearly as muscular as Oladipo is, but all as long and as tall as he is, which is just insane. I mean, I can't imagine our defensive line having any issues with strength. Oh, the other one was what was the guy we got in like the 6th round? Marshall? I think his name is Marshall. Jackie Marshall. Dude is a freaking monster, man. He is when I read his stats, I was like, oh, well, that's kind of an undersized defensive tackle. No, he's not. No, he's not. And not only that, defensive tackles, usually have the little, every now and then they got a little bit of a belly or, they're not in the best shape. Not this dude. No, this dude looked like he was training for the Iron Man or something like that. I was like, Jesus Christ. These are guys, all our defensive line are guys you would not want to meet in a dark alley. That's all I'm saying.
Which is kind of a big change, right? Like it's like you had Tavondre, who like Tavondre is a bigger dude, but like you said, I mean, it's a different big, right? So I mean, this again, it's you've kind of shifted the whole culture there. Like it's now something that teams have to game plan against. That's the biggest difference. I mean, would you agree that that's probably the most elite part of this team right now is your defensive line?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Without question. Yeah. Without question, the best position group we have is our defensive line, for sure. Another thing I like to talk about, because I gave a lot of praise to DK, and I still give a lot of praise to DK, and I still think he's going to be the best wide receiver at the end of the year as far as between him and Ailmanor. However, Ailmanor has very thoroughly impressed me over the last 4 practices because that's all we've had, but he's been extremely consistent. He has 12 catches over the last 4 practices, which is the most of any Titan. He tied Tajay Spears for 12, but definitely the most wide receiver catches. And he had 4 catches again today, touchdown today. Beautiful back shoulder throw by Cam Ward, put it right on the money, and he just basically turned around and grabbed the ball. But he has put time in the weight room too. Jesus Lord. Wait till you see that dude in person. His freaking biceps have biceps. It's crazy, dude. It's like you were so skinny last year. I bet he put on 25 pounds, and he doesn't look like he's lost any speed at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's what you want to see, right? Like, and that's almost what you would expect in a way. because DK is this explosive dude. Like he comes out, he's a special teams phenom. He's pretty good. He's consistent. He's one of the better receivers towards the end of last year. But Al Manor was always there. Like you knew the talent was there, and if he found that connection, like you could really see him come on. So look, that's the goal. I mean, especially if you can have him work in a little bit more so that DK has even more of a focus on special teams and then just throwing different things at defenses. Like it all helps. So I'm super happy to see Al Manor progressing and developing. And, again, with the size, the speed, I mean, he has all the intangibles to be a great NFL wide receiver.
So let me ask you this, because I was thinking about this earlier today. I wanted to make a post about it, but I could not decide. Who do you think was our best ever wide receiver group? Right?
Yeah, that's tough. Look, I mean, it's hard to top. Who else did you have when you had Hopkins, Ridley? Who else was on that? Was that really it?
I mean, pretty much.
Because I mean, talent wise, like those two dudes, like I mean,
they're up there.
I don't know. And then
I
you
like
go back.
AJ and Corey Davis.
I was gonna say AJ Corey Davis was a good combination. Man, I don't know. But here's the thing: the Titans have never been a passing offense. Like you've never had just those freaking dudes, right? Like we're talking about, this is a team that's been here since 99, a team that was in Houston, and we're talking about AJ Brown and Calvin Ridley as two of our best receiving groups. Like it's just historically not a passing team. So I don't know. Like that's tough. But it goes back, like how many of these dudes have came here and actually been developed and that we've kept. Like AJ Brown still hurts to this day. But I mean, even Corey Davis, did he reach his full potential? And there's a lot of dudes you can point to that I don't know, it just for whatever reason didn't work out.
Yeah, mostly I think it was bad coaching. But
yeah, I mean, this is where wide receivers come to die, like Randy Moss, DeAndre Hopkins, like hopefully not Calvin Ridley, like, but it's just that's how it's been, right? Like even who was the Texans, the Andre Johnson, yeah, like you get these dudes here, and it just falls off. Like I don't know, man, I don't know.
No, I feel you, bro. I feel the frustration, and I can feel it through the screen. But my point is that this group, very realistically, this is not even like throwing crazy bold takes out there. This group has the potential to be easily one of the best Titans wide receiver groups we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So that alone makes me excited just for the season. And I think Carnell Tate, I don't want to compare him to AJ Brown because their games are so different. AJ Brown more imposes his will on cornerbacks, and Tate is more, I guess, of a finesse guy, but he has no problem going up and getting a contested ball. So, and I think that's where I'm getting my similarities. But I think Tate could be. I don't want to say it because I hate it when people are like, "Oh, you're crowning the kid before you even get to see him in action." And it's like, yeah, man, but you should see how he's clowning these cornerbacks. And I mean, it's not just Marcus Harris anymore. Now that we're in actual training camp, I mean, like, he's straight. I mean, he straight made Lante Taylor look bad at one point. Now, so did Isle Manor today. I mean, that beautiful back shoulder throw was on Isle Manor on Taylor. But and not saying that Taylor's not good, he is. It's just, I don't know, man. Like I said, we don't have this problem very often. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to talking about wide receiver depth and stuff like that. Everybody's talking about who's going to be wide receiver 6 and possibly 7.
Mm-hmm.
And usually we were worried about who's number 3. Because 1 and 2,
like yes, Like that was the problem. And I mean, here's my thing about comparing him. Like, yeah, you don't want to say it, but that's also what he was drafted to be, right? Like you traded
Mhm.
away your AJ Brown, you lost your dude, you lost your number one that you drafted, developed. Like you lost that. That's what you want Tate to become. Like that's why you spend a third overall pick on him or fourth overall pick on him when you really need better help at other positions. Like let's just be honest. I think that was part of the argument. So if that's the way you're rolling and that's what we're going with, like that better be the dude. So I expect him to come in and make these guys look a little silly at times because that's the type of talent you expect for a third overall. So, I'm with you. I'm not ready to crown the guy, but I also want to see some pretty greatness out of the gates, I guess. I got to, temper my expectations, but like I'm fine with that. I'm fine with him being better than some people on the field.
No, I get it. I'll be honest with you. I had to continue to remind myself, dude, this is OTAs, quit getting excited. But in training camp, he has gone up against two starting quarterbacks in the league. They
Yep.
were two starting quarterbacks last year in the league. So, I mean, and the way he's doing it, I mean, him and Ailmanor. I got to give Ailmanor props, dude. I got to give him more props than I have been giving him all off season. Dude has been mossing people the last few days. I mean, like,
Yeah.
just making a fool out of people, and it looks good. And so does Tate. Tate looks good. Robinson looks good. The one
But
he
that's what
got
it's
yesterday.
yeah. It's just such a weird rotation. And you said like it's a really good problem to have, but like Ridley, Tate, Wandell, DK, Io Manor, like this gets crowded really quick. And finding a way to work these guys in, I don't know, man. Like somebody's gonna have to separate themselves pretty quickly. And I get so is that Tate for you right now? Like, is he already kind of separate? Do you feel that he separated himself from DK and Alamaner already,
I
performance
mean,
wise?
he sure does. He sure does. He's won over Cam.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll say that. It looks like he's won over Cam, even if he hasn't won over my opinion. He's definitely won over Cam Ward's.
Yeah.
So, because
Is
when
he a
he's
day one
on the
starter?
field,
You think?
yeah, yeah,
As it stands today, he's the day
yeah,
one starter. Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I think if you had a two wide receiver set, like you were going like a heavy set or something like
It's
that,
Ridley and
yeah,
Tate.
you got Ridley and Tate. Yep.
See, that surprises me a little bit. Like I don't know. Then I hope so. Like that's what I kind of expect, I guess. But I don't know, man. Like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
All I'm saying is when we roll into a four or five wide receiver set, I'm not
Yeah,
instantly going, oh my God, this is going to be a disaster.
one hundred
Because all
percent.
four or five
Absolutely.
guys out there are very talented wide receivers. And
Absolutely.
that's not,
Yep.
that's a nice.
That's something to be happy about.
Oh yeah, man. Y'all really, I mean, y'all kids, y'all really don't understand, man. Like back in the Nate Washington days and the Delaney Walker days, like
Kenny
when
Britt.
Delaney Walker. Yeah, I mean, dude, I love, don't take this as any other love for Delaney Walker, but man, I was so upset when, I'd be bragging about how good Delaney Walker is, and then somebody be like, man, you imagine if your tight end was your number one wide receiver?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, kiss my ass, dude. You
Was
know
it?
what I'm saying?
Wachek was a tight end, right?
Yeah. Yes,
Same. I
but he
mean,
was
same
also,
deal. Like same deal. Like it's that. Like I'm telling you, it's just the Titans have historically just never been air it out wide receiver go to guy. Like it's like even like our best duo in history is a quarterback running back duo. Like how many teams are like that where they don't have that quarterback wide receiver? I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know.
it is weird. It is. Speaking about the running backs a little bit though, since we're talking about it, or well, you mentioned them, whatever. Singleton. I expected dude to come in here and like, just make such a show that he might even be, you know, not a starter, but definitely a rotational starter. Thought he might take a couple snaps away from Tajay or Tony, however they felt he fit best into there. But he is getting very limited reps because, Tajay and Tony are both healthy and they look really good.
Telling you, man, Tajay,
Really
he
good.
stays healthy. Yup.
Yeah, neither one of them. I mean, in practice, they look great. Both of them look great. Uh, Tony still has an amazing burst for his age. It doesn't even look like his age is affecting him any. He looks exactly like he did last year. Tajay's got a great cut to him always, so it's going to be hard for Singleton to wiggle his way in there. But when he does get a chance at it, he only ran the ball twice at the practice I went to. But when he does get a chance to, man, it's pretty awesome. Uh, I really would love to see, I'm interested to see him next time when the pads are on. But just seeing him like just you would imagine a man of that size being able to throw people around, which I'm sure he does. And I don't know because I ain't seen him in pads yet, but I'm sure he does. But the thing you don't expect is the cuts. I mean, bro cuts on God, man. And that's what he lives on. Like you literally see him, he'll start to go in his lane clogged. All right, bounce it outside. You try to bounce it outside and then whoop, one
I mean,
cut.
what
One
does that
cut.
remind you of? What does that remind you of? Just right off the top. Like I had to. I had to. It was just the way you were describing it. And I'm like
I know.
picturing plays in my head. And I just had to. Yeah.
But yeah, no, but he for a 6'3", 250 pound or 240 pound, whatever he is,
Yeah.
man moves like he's 5'8" and 190. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean,
I
it
mean,
really is.
there's definitely a framework for guys like that in the NFL. That's all I'm saying.
Man,
Like somebody carved a
he,
path for dudes that exist in that realm.
he has the body. He's bigger than Tony Pollard
Oh
already.
yeah, for sure.
Muscle
Yeah.
mass, height, all that. But he has the style, the running style of Tajay Spears, which
Hmm.
is just weird to watch. It really is. But I can see why people say if he wouldn't have got hurt, he would have been a lot higher pick. Because holy
Oh, for
crap, man!
sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
just the
for
the
sure.
potential that's there is amazing. Will he see it? I don't know, but he right now he's definitely, like I said, making the most of his opportunities. Which I heard something at camp, and I don't know if I was going to bring it up in the show or not, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it up because we're talking about running back. But I heard a lot of people talking about Tajay Spears as a potential trade target.
I can see
And that,
Spears or Pollard as a trade target. Like either one wouldn't surprise me at this point. Like not it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Spears makes a little bit more sense to me just because of the age. He still has a lot of
Yeah.
potential, and you put him on a team like Kansas City or something like that where he can really get loose. He's a pretty dangerous dude in the league. But that I don't know that. I didn't hear that from any insiders or anything like that. It was just a lot of chatter around camp that people were talking Tajay might end up on the trade.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it really wouldn't surprise me either way. If it were him or Pollard, I think they would entertain offers on either one. I think they'd entertain offers on both. I mean, you have a lot
Yeah.
of capable guys in that running back room, and I think you do have your future there, which you at least hope is your future. And again, like you said, this is a guy who, if not injured, he's probably the second running back off the board in any other draft. So I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. But I think, and look, that's what you would expect if it's a lot of Pollard and Tajay Spears heavy practices. So we'll see how they play that going into the preseason. I think if you see those guys get a lot of action in the early preseason games, I think that's very telling. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we'll see from there. Because if anything, you have to prove that Tajay Spears is healthy before anybody's going to bite on that, which means more and more involvement. You know, so if you see Tajay Spears super heavy in those preseason games and joint practices, then yeah, you know, something might come of it.
Yep. All right. I again, I wasn't sure if I was going to get to this topic, but we kind of went through everything I had pretty quick. But Will Levis, he came out and made.
Hey, there's not
I'm
32
sorry,
teams.
dude.
There's not 32 quarterbacks better than that dude. I'm telling you.
He
That's
came out and he made the statement: there are not 32 quarterbacks in this league better than me. And I don't know if
Are we
I
about to go
agree
through
with
every quarterback? Because I will.
no.
I'm almost ready to sit here and go through 32 starting quarterbacks and explain to you in what way they're better than Will
They are
Levis.
better than Levis. All right, yeah, we could do that. We could really do. We could make a whole freaking show on that, dude. But
I could probably go through
uh,
40 if I'm being honest.
I love the confidence in yourself, man. I love
Yeah.
the fire that you
Yep.
have. And any teams that are listening, dude has the most potential of any quarterback I've ever seen in my life. He's definitely worth at least a fifth or sixth round pick. Just to throw darts at a dartboard and see if they
Yep.
stick. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
But all jokes is
here's my
go
rant
ahead.
on. I'm just kidding. Here's my rant on Levis because here's what he should have said, and here's what he was thinking in his head, and here's what is honestly probably true. There are not 32 quarterbacks in this league with more talent than Will Levis, with more potential than Will Levis. But there
Agreed.
are 32, and I'm serious, maybe 40 quarterbacks in this league that are better quarterbacks than Will Levis because there's a huge difference in arm talent, overall skill, size, strength. There's a big difference in having those things and being a quarterback. So that's my argument on Will Levis. And look, if you find a team that can get that through his thick skull and teach him how to be a starting quarterback and how to be a leader and how to be an example and how to be a mentor and how to be a quarterback, then yeah, and then you combine that with the other intangibles and the talents that he has, the dude could be great. It's just not going to happen in Tennessee. So I respect him for getting up there and having the fire and the drive. Because look, if I were in his position, I'm going to say and think the same thing because that's the mentality you have to play in the NFL and to be a starter in the NFL. So I get it. I'm not hating the guy, but also understand that there is a difference in having talent and being a talented quarterback.
Very much so. Very, very different animals right there. The funny part to me is there's a lot of people because of course I posted that. I mean, how could you not? Because I wanted to see the reaction most people would have. I think the comments are the best part of the internet. I don't care what you're talking about, whether it's YouTube videos or sports stuff. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Comments are the best, and there's always a winner. There's always one person on there that has made a comment that is just absolutely spectacular, makes you belly laugh, and for the people that comment, Will Levis should still be the starter and quarterback of the Titans. I don't think there's anything I could ever say to make you at this point, you know, wake up to the revelation that Will Levis will never happen in Tennessee ever, 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 unless there's like some Joe Theismann type injury or something like that to Cam. And even then, I think they would just start over new. I don't think they would go backwards. Um, but even let's just say that Robert Sala wasn't completely BSing the entire fan base by saying we're giving him an honest shot to compete with Mitchell Trubisky as our second quarterback backup. We've had 4 practices. One of them Trubisky didn't even play because he was tight. So we'll say 3 practices. We've had 3 practices. In those 3 practices, Trubisky has went 10 of 20, 16 of 21, and 8 of 10. In the 3 practices that Levis has had, same practices, 9 of 13, which isn't bad, 11 of 17, which isn't bad, and 4 of 7, which is kind of terrible. So, but anyway, you average all those numbers out and all that stuff. It's not even close. It's not even close, even from a statistical standpoint. Nevertheless, the fact that Mitchell Trubisky has a much cooler demeanor in the pocket and can understand not to hurt his team by making stupid ass plays, by throwing the other team the ball and fumbling constantly. And I know our offensive line sucks. Our offensive line
Throwing an
sucks for
interception and then getting the ball back by forcing a fumble. Like, continue. I'm sorry.
no, I
It's
mean,
just like what a wild time that was, man. Just
it's
I don't
just
know.
backyard football, man. It was the craziest
I don't know.
area of time for Titans fans, I think, ever, dude. It's just wild.
I
It's
mean,
wild. And
literal hot potato. I just okay. I'm sorry.
and the guy not only he went all in. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to actually quote the movie, but if you've ever seen Tropic Thunder, and you know the thing I'm referencing
Oh
when he's
yeah.
talking to Ben Stiller, and he's telling
Yeah.
him, "Don't go that hard."
Yeah.
He went so hard, bro,
Oh
with the
yeah.
mayo
Like
commercials
yeah.
and the cologne and all
Yeah.
that. I mean, just went
Golly, what a
for it.
time,
And
man.
I'll be
What a
honest with you,
time.
I absolutely was eating it up.
Ate
I
it
was
up.
eating up the mayo commercials. I thought they were the best thing since sliced bread.
Did you get the
And the
cologne?
cologne,
Did you get the cologne? You
oh,
tried. I know you tried. Did you ever get it?
no, no.
Oh
And I was
man.
really pissed off at the time that I could not get my hands on this cologne because I
God, that
really
had to
do.
smell
I
like
still
crap.
kind of am curious as to what the hell it smells like. What does
Had to smell
Essence
like
de
crap.
Mayo smell like? But actually, most of the guys that got it say it actually smells pretty good. But point being is, dude went as far as you can, and then made memes of himself for making boneheaded ass plays.
Every
And
week.
for some reason, there's a good chunk of this fan base that still thinks he's gonna be the quarterback, which is just ridiculous because
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever have faith, 100% faith, that Will Levis is a good quarterback
No,
ever
look,
again.
if Will Levis were 2 years younger and you have this coaching staff, and maybe it's a different story. But I just feel like now we are way too far gone. Like, even if
That's
something
it.
just drastic were to happen, I think it would take a lot. Like, let's say we have a couple guys go down in practice with some rough stuff. Like, they're probably still going out to find a quarterback before Levis is the starter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like we're so far gone at this point. There's just no way. There's no way.
I mean, you'd have to have an injury to Cam Ward,
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say
and
it. You said
then
it.
even
Yeah.
if that did happen, you would still have to have an injury to Mitchell Trubisky
That's what
too.
I'm saying. Even with those, and then I still feel like you're going to find a quarterback. Like, I don't know. You
Absolutely.
got Hooker here too. You got Hendon Hooker here. I'm telling you,
Well,
that should
I
have been
I
the
don't
pick
think we
initially.
would at that point. I mean, the rest of our team isn't that stellar, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it depends on what our record is, I guess, at that point. But right now, I just think that would just be, a season wipe or something like that. But I definitely don't think that Will Levis will ever be the Titans of the quarterback or the quarterback of the Titans ever again. Ever. Period. Done.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I guess my only fear is we know that the Titans know that. Does every other NFL team know that? And at that point, like, how desperate do you have to be to make a deal, right? Like, what are you even getting for him at this point? A seventh round, a sixth round? Like, I guess that's the only thing about it is like, what is his value? Because it's so obvious that he's not a Titan. Does that drive his value down on the trade market? And I guess that's my fear is you're probably gonna get little to nothing for him at this point.
I agree, and I saw you were actually there, and I wish I would have linked up with you, Bobby. But I agree. He didn't have a bad rep in practice so far. I wish they would let him get a little bit more involved in the 7-on-7, but I also
Tell you,
understand that the
man.
point of all this is trying to make a trade case for Willis. I mean, that's literally what that whole thing was. That was
Mhm.
him saying, "Hey, I'm
Come get me.
available."
Yep.
Yeah, because they
Put me
want
on
me
the
gone.
headlines.
The
Put me
Steelers don't
on
want me
Good
here.
Morning
Yeah.
Football. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and good on
So
him. And I hope it works out
yeah,
because that is a win-win, maybe win situation for
yeah.
whatever team gets him. Like I don't know. So I just feel I get again. That's my fear. I just feel at this point he knows he's not a Titan. The Titans know he's not a Titan. The rest of the NFL knows he's not a Titan. So how much are you willing to spend on him? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what sucks about it. It's going to take
Be honest
somebody
with you, dude.
beating somebody pretty bad.
If we got a seventh round pick for him, I would think that that was a steal.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And
So, well, yeah,
I know that's a
yeah,
joke, but it really is because honestly, the alternative is we move on from him after this year. At worst,
yeah.
he stays our
The alternative is Derrick
emergency
Henry.
quarterback.
Yeah, I mean the alternative is Derrick Henry. The alternative is all the other guys that you've let walk and gained back nothing for. Like that's the concern. And look, we're talking about two very different values in Will Levis and Derrick Henry, but this just speaks to the fact that like we've got to look at it from a business perspective at some point, and you've got to just take what you can get and wash your hands of it. And we've kept guys around a little too long at times and got nothing back. So I agree. Something is better than nothing. If you can get a sixth or seventh for him, and maybe maybe you hold on to your cards a little bit, see if there's an injury, see if somebody's desperate. Um, but realistically, again, yeah, I think sixth, seventh is best case scenario.
Yeah, and like you said, best case scenario. So when we do eventually trade him for a seventh round pick, don't be upset, people. It's just that was what we could get. It's all we could get.
And
But
then he'll go win a
anyway,
Super Bowl.
yeah, with the Steelers. No, um, basically, thanks. I guess if y'all have hung around with us this
Yeah.
long, I didn't even apologize for the Green Bay crap in the background. Father-in-law's house because I still haven't got my PC yet. But hopefully it'll come next week and then we can move on from this part. Get back
Green
into
Bay. How many different shades of puke can we put on a towel?
yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Not a huge fan. Although the only game that I wanted to take him to the Green Bay game. I don't know if that was last year or the year before, but I really wanted to go to that, but it was way too expensive and out of my price range. But we went to a preseason game years ago, and we stomped the hell out of it. I enjoyed that so much. But kind of glad we didn't go to the Green Bay game, whether it was this year or last year, because I know we didn't win. So
Oh yeah, when that third stringer put up a win on you, old Malik Willis. Golly,
yeah,
what a rough, what a weird time,
poor
man. I'm
Titans.
telling you. Let's just erase the last 3 years from existence, and we'll be good to go.
Exactly. That is what I'm saying. Let's get back to what we were good at in '99 and 2000. What made those teams amazing was their D line, their front seven. So let's get back to that front seven meanness. That's why I like
Absolutely.
Saul so much. And if you stayed with us this long, we appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Um, yeah, and more camp to come this week. We've got blue and white game and another open practice, two other open practice, one other open practice,
Mhm.
another open practice, one blue and white game. I'll be there for both. which is insane. But whatever. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess thanks for hanging out with us. And until next time, tighten
Tighten
up.
up. Peace out.
Peace out.